The Washington Hilton in Washington, D.C. is a place of bright lights, red carpets, and a place where powerful people meet. Presidents, reporters, and celebrities have walked through its doors for many decades. On most nights, it feels like a safe bubble where politics turns into a show. But this hotel also has a darker side. It is the same place where President Ronald Reagan was almost killed in 1981 when a gunman fired 6 shots as he walked towards his car. For many Americans, the image of Reagan collapsing outside the Hilton never fully faded. And now, 45 years later, the sound of gunfire has returned to the same address. Well, during the 2026 White House Correspondents Dinner, as President Donald Trump sat inside the ballroom, shots were fired near the main security area and guests ducked under tables in fear. President was rushed away by Secret Service agents, and once again, the Hilton became a symbol of how quickly a glittering political evening can turn into a scene of panic and crime. Well, this is the story of how one hotel has come to link Reagan and Trump, fame and danger, and even Trump's own claim that, like Abraham Lincoln, his impact has made him a target. On March 13, 1981, President Ronald Reagan walked out of the Washington Hilton after speaking to a labor group and headed towards his limousine. As he moved towards the crowd, a man named John Hinkle Jr. stepped forward with a .22 caliber revolver and fired 6 shots in less than 2 seconds. In fact, one bullet hit presidential limousine, bounced off, and then struck Reagan in the chest, piercing his lung and coming very close to his heart. But at first, Reagan did not realize how badly he was hurt. But he began coughing up blood in the car, and Secret Service agents rushed him to George Washington University Hospital. Doctors operated on him and managed to save his life, turning a normal hotel exit into a historic emergency. In fact, 3 other people were also shot that day: White House Press Secretary James Brady, a Secret Service agent, and a Washington, D.C. police officer. Brady was left permanently disabled, and the attack later led to stronger gun control efforts in his name. Well, because of this incident, the Washington Hilton became known as a place where the Secret Service changed how it protected presidents, adding new routes, checkpoints, and most importantly, even a special presidential suite for quick escapes. Now on April 25, 2026, the Washington Hilton was again full of powerful people for the White House Correspondents Dinner, a yearly event where journalists, politicians, and celebrities gather. President Donald Trump, First Lady Melania Trump, Vice President J.D. Vance, and many cabinet ministers were inside the ballroom when the trouble began. It was around 8:36 p.m. A man later named as 31-year-old Cole Thomas Allen ran towards a security checkpoint near the metal detectors outside the very ballroom. He was carrying a shotgun, a handgun, and even several knives as he tried to push through the screening area. In fact, witnesses and officials say he fired at least 1 shot, hitting a Secret Service officer who was saved by his bulletproof vest. Inside the ballroom, many people first thought they heard a tray dropping or some kind of accident before the words "shots fired" spread through the room. In fact, Secret Service agents quickly moved towards the stage, grabbed President and other top officials and took them to a secure area inside the hotel before evacuating them to the White House. Now, the suspect was tackled and arrested near the screening zone and later taken for medical checks, while investigators said he had writings that suggested he planned to target Trump administration officials. Now, commentators and security experts have called this a major failure, noting that almost the entire line of succession was under one roof when the gunman managed to get so close to the president. Now, after returning to the White House, still wearing his black tie jacket, Trump spoke to the reporters about the scare and about why he believes people keep trying to attack him. He said that he has studied assassinations and argued that attackers usually go after the most impactful people, the one who do the most. Trump then compared himself to Abraham Lincoln, the 16th US president who was assassinated in 1865 at Ford's Theater in Washington. He said that people like Lincoln who make a big impact on history are the ones that they go after, suggesting that he is a target because of how much he claims to have changed the country. In his words, they don't go after the ones that don't do much. They go after the people that make the biggest impact. Well, this is not the first time Trump has used Lincoln as the measuring stick. In the past, he has said he could be more presidential than any leader except Lincoln and often reminds crowds that Lincoln was a Republican. Now, after repeated assassination attempts and scares including the 2024 rally shooting where a bullet grazed his ear, he is using the Lincoln comparison in a darker way, linking it to martyrdom. Well, together the stories of Reagan and Trump at the Washington Hilton show how one hotel has become a symbol of both political glamour and sudden violence. The same building that hosts jokes, speeches and dinner has twice become the backdrop to a moment when the US president faced the very real risk of being shot.